Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill catch-up video for Tuesday the 20th of June and Wednesday the 21st of June. I'm going to start off today's video with some very important news, massive story, and that is that Millwall are ball number 17 in tomorrow's Carabao Cup first round. Yeah, I know, serious. Yeah, so this is from millwfc.co.uk. Mill's Carabao Cup first round draw ball number has been revealed. Whoa, Millwall will be ball number 17. Thursday afternoon's Carabao Cup first round southern section draw. So that's tomorrow. We are here. Tomorrow, the big day. The fixtures are released. The Carabao Cup first round draw is done. And we're nearly there. We're nearly getting into pre-season and football will be back, sort of. Taking place from 2:30 p.m. hours after the 23-24 Sky Bet Championship fixture list is released. The fixture is released at 9 a.m. The northern and southern section draws will see all 72 EFL clubs involved, with the Lions in the latter and grouped with the likes of Charlton Athletic, Queens Park Rangers and Gillingham Joy. Carabao Cup Round 1 matches are scheduled to take place in the week commencing Monday the 7th of August. Won't that be a fantastic week? So here are the teams that we could get. Tomorrow, Wimbledon, Birmingham, Bristol City, Bristol Rovers, Cambridge United, Cardiff City, Charlton Athletic, Cheltenham Town, Colchester United, Coventry City, Crawley Town, Exeter City, Forest Green Rovers, Gillingham, Ipswich Town, Leyton Orient, Milton Keynes Dons, Newport County, Northampton Town, Norwich City, Oxford United, Peterborough United, Plymouth Argyle, Portsmouth, Queens Park Rangers, Reading, Southampton, Stevenage, Sutton United, Swansea City, Swindon Town, Watford, and Wycombe Wanderers. Yeah, it's getting a bit stale, isn't it now, isn't it? I mean, funny thing is, so we've got 3 of these teams in our pre-season friendlies: Charlton, Sutton, and Gillingham. What if we draw one of them? Is the friendlies still going to happen, or will that be cancelled and rearranged? I was trying to go through this list. So, well, who would you want? Any decent away days? And I'm like, no, not really. It's just the same old. There's not really. Maybe Sutton United because you haven't been there. I think I was listening to that Millwall podcast, and they said that we had played Sutton United before, but they didn't say whether that was at the Den or at Sutton United, and that was in like 1954 or something. So we have played them before, apparently. Yeah, so maybe Sutton United. That might be a new ground for many. But it's just the same old shit. And then you either want maybe someone like maybe Leyton Orient away. I don't know, something within London that you can get to easily and then get back home. Crawley Town, but we've played them so many times. Even in friendlies, like this is like the list that I imagine the Mill will pick the friendlies from. There's nothing here, man. There's literally nothing here. It's so uninspiring now. Yeah, I can see why people just don't give a shit about this competition anymore. It doesn't do anything. Looking through this list, I think they should try and change it because it's getting a bit stale now, isn't it? Same old. Yeah, it's a bit shit now. Anyway, well, especially when you consider that we're probably going to lose anyway. But yeah, so we'll find out tomorrow who we get with ball number 17. I don't know where it's taking place. They might do it live on Twitter like that last time. The reason why it's so late is because the last time, because Carabao was from Thailand and they streamed it live from Thailand. Like the CEO did it or something, so yeah, you got that weirdness as well. Hey ho, and here we go. So week commencing 7th of August, and here are the round dates. There's very unlikely we'll get past round one. Fixture release day tomorrow, Thursday the 22nd of June. First fixture Saturday the 5th, although there will be one game on Friday for TV. So yeah. Now moving on to this story. Bit of a weird one. Why is it a bit of a weird one? Well, let's have a read of it to find out. Now, this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall tight-lipped over state of play regarding interest in Blackburn midfielder Lewis Travis. This is from the South London Press, written by Richard Corley. And now that's interesting in itself. Because he's usually the one who gets fed stories by the club. He gets told things. So knowing that, you would then think, well, why is he writing this kind of story where he's talking about possible transfer of a player, but then he's saying, oh, Millwall not really saying anything. So Millwall are interested in Lewis Travis, but the Blackburn player is one of several midfield options being assessed by the South London club. That right there, what does that suggest to me? This story has been put out there for someone at Blackburn Rovers to see this and think, even though Millwall apparently, according to some others, have made 4 bids, they're not going to stick around. They could move on. So if Blackburn Rovers are playing games, you want to think about what games you're playing, because you might miss out altogether. That's what this suggests to me. The Lions had a bid rejected, so he's saying 1 bid for the 25-year-old who's made more than 200 appearances for Rovers. Millwall keeping tight-lipped over the transfer targets in the summer transfer window and have a shortlist both domestic-based and are also plying their trade abroad. Lions boss Gary Rowett recently told our paper that there was a strong likelihood that there would be at least one overseas signing made in this trading period. Last summer, Millwall found value abroad with the club record addition of Zion Fleming from Fortuna Sittard and also snapped up Andreas Vogelsammer from Union Berlin. The majority of the Lions' targets are not in the public domain, and that is the way South London prefer to operate. Well, Dykes, we made a bid for Dykes, we made a bid for Kevin Nisbet. That's known, so that's, what was that, 1, 2, we know about this, so that's 3 players. So that means in what, there's going to be 4 players that we don't know about. How many players are we signing, do you reckon? Mill made an early breakthrough in the transfer window with the addition of Hibernian striker Kevin Nisbet, who arrived for a 7-figure fee. Travis started as a defender on Liverpool's books, but moved to Blackburn in 2014. Then boss Tony Mowbray converted him to a central midfielder. He was appointed club captain in the summer of 2022 and signed a long-term contract running until 2026 that same year. Blackburn's director of football Greg Broughton has previously conceded that player sales will be required to fund their own transfer budget. So you can see, like, ping, 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 ping. That last line. So Blackburn need to sell if they want to buy other players. So now, see, they might want to sell, like Chelsea, they want to sell their shit players. But who wants to buy shit players? You want to buy the good players. And you want to get a good price for it. So it's like, if no one's bidding for these players that you want to leave, or someone is bidding for this player that you probably want to keep, what are you going to do? What can you do? If you need the money, you need the money, innit? But interesting as well, that line about him being a defender that moved into. We know that Gary Rowett likes multitasker. Is he a player who, like Ryan Leonard, can play in defence if he needs to? Is that something that can save us a bit of money if we can get 1 player 2 positions? So yeah, really weird, interesting story that you feel has been prompted by someone at Millwall saying, "Oh, Richard, can you write this story?" It's also very weird how it's like line by line and they jump around. He's talking about Kevin Nisbet and he goes back to Travis and he goes very weird, like literally like line by line, but each line's a paragraph. Very weird. But there you go. Apparently, we made 4 bids for him and they've all been knocked back. So this seems to be like a last-ditch attempt by maybe Millwall put this story out there, let it simmer, and then make one last bid for Lewis Travis. And if Blackburn still say no, so that we're going to go somewhere else then. Now, moving on to this nice little roundup from Millwall FC about the international appearances by the Millwall players. I've been bringing you this news over the past week in the videos I made, but they've condensed it from going all the way back from Romania, say playing 3 games, the under 18. So 5 of Millwall's squad were in international action in June. Under 21 stars remain SA and Emakhus were the biggest winners of the quintet, as both found the back of the net for the first time. England under 18s and Republic of Ireland under 21s, respectively. SA scored against Norway in a competition in Portugal, whilst Emakhus hit the target just 7 minutes after coming on as a substitute against Kuwait under 22s in a fixture which was abandoned shortly after. I told you the reasons for that as well, although that's not very clear. Hopefully they didn't say anything naughty about our Adamu Emakhus. You don't get to abuse him. That's Millwall fans' job. Elsewhere, fortunes were not as positive for George Saville and Tom Bradshaw as Northern Ireland and Wales slipped to back-to-back defeats in Euro 2024 qualifying. Saville was part of a side which lost 1-0 in Denmark and at home to Kazakhstan, whilst Bradshaw stepped off the bench in both matches as Kumru, they're calling them Kumru now, were beaten 4-2 at home by Armenia and then 2-0 in Turkey. Furthermore, new Millwall striker Kevin Nisbet was an unused substitute. This is the one I haven't told you about because this happened yesterday. It was an unused substitute as Scotland completed a late turnaround in Norway. That was last weekend. Right? The one yesterday is the game against Georgia, before the frontman played the last 11 minutes of Tuesday night's heavily delayed 2-0 success over Georgia. Yeah, I went to check the game yesterday, so what was the result and did Nisbet play? And that was like 10 o'clock. And I saw it on the live score app and it said 20 minutes played. So what the fuck? It's 10 o'clock, it should be done and done. And then I find out, why is it so late? Obviously, pissing down with rain. And the Georgians weren't happy about that. They were being bullied into playing the game. Because UEFA and all these people, they don't like postponing games and all of that, even though there's many you could play this game on a friendly day, it won't matter. All 5 will return to Camp Road next week at the start of pre-season training ahead of the 23-24 season. So yeah, one thing to note that isn't mentioned here, Kevin Nisbet getting that cap for Scotland, coming on against Georgia. Even though he hasn't played for Millwall yet, technically, the transfer's gone through, so he's a Millwall player. He, unbelievably, considering Millwall was founded in 1885, a heavy Scottish influence in the founding of Millwall, he is the first outfield player, Millwall player, to get a Scotland cap. And you think, really? What about Alex Ray? No. Jordan Archer did get a cap. He played in a friendly in the USA against Peru. But in terms of outfield players, Kevin Nisbet, first Scotland international outfield for Millwall. So there you go. Now, moving on. Similar vein. Millwall put this up on their Twitter. It's Adamu Emakhus's goal. So let's have a little watch of this. There he is. Boom. Pretty easy stuff. I mean, Kuwait's defending was absolutely shocking. So they were playing a high line, trying to play offside. Guys moving around. Like he's moved up to play offside and then dropped back, but he's in the wrong position. He's not getting goal side of the player. Yeah, pretty shocking stuff from Kuwait. But yeah, so then if you didn't hear the video the other day that I made, one of the Kuwaiti players makes a comment to one of the Irish lads with less than fair skin, and quite obviously they took great offence to that and decided to walk off and abandon the game. And when you think you're winning 3-0 and you still think fuck that, like nah, fuck this, yeah, we're off. Some people have said, well, if no one hears it, like a team that's losing could just use that as an excuse. But they were winning 3-0, so it was a friendly. Like it was a big game, but yeah. So we'll see what happens there. So now moving on to this. Obviously, Ryan Leonard, man of the moment, signed his contract, the extension. He's been doing some interviews. So Mills Lenny reveals key factor behind signing a new deal. 31-year-old is a highly valued member of the squad. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. Ryan Leonard revealed the close bonds he has formed with players and staff was a key reason in his decision to sign a new deal with Millwall. The Lions offered the versatile Leonard 31 new terms after the end of the season. It was confirmed last week that he had signed to remain at the club for a 6th season. Leonard joined initially on loan from Sheffield United in the summer of 2018 before a then record club transfer went through the following January. The former Southend man is a popular player in the dressing room, and his big work ethic has impressed fans. Leonard is due to be out of contract. I'm very happy. It's nice to get it over the line. It's always one of those where you're trying to get it sorted and it takes a bit of time, Leonard said on TV. It's nice to move on from that and focus on the pre-season ahead. I've got a lot of friends. I've got a lot of people here that I really get on well with, players and staff. I seem to get on really well with everyone. And there's a key factor in me wanting to stay. The football club is one I've really taken on board. I enjoy playing for the club and I enjoy all the backroom staff and all the players. It was a no-brainer. Lennon made 128 appearances for the club, but that number could be a lot higher if it wasn't his injuries. He was restricted to 18 games last season and 21 the season before that. Yet when he's available, his managers always seem to call on him, such as in Millwall's must-win game on the second last day last season. The second last game of such as in Millwall's must-win game, which was the second last game of the season against Blackpool. Leonard started on the right side of the back three and set up Tom Brashaw's opener in the second minute in the 3-2 win. Leonard is determined to overcome his injury issue. It's no hiding place. I've struggled with injury the last couple of years. It's an obvious thing. I'm not scared to say it. It's something I need to work on and need to move away from, Leonard said. When I get myself fit and I'm available, I feel like I'm a big part of the squad and I'm a big part of the team. I need to keep myself fit and do things to keep myself out on the pitch. For me, that's the main thing. I need to be available for the manager and available for the lads so that when I can get out there playing, I can do what I've done. There have been moments when I've contributed in different ways. It's a case of staying fit, staying out there. Then my football takes care of itself. We all realised going up in Blackpool, coming out for the warm-up and seeing all the fans ready for the game, we knew how much of an important game this was. And we knew the last away game is a big one for the fans, a big achievement. It was a game where we turned up on the night and put in a great performance. I managed to contribute, which was good. Leonard's first season could have seen him relegated back to League One, where he played with Southend. Mills stayed up on the second last day under Neil Harrison. Leonard has seen how the club has grown since then. They got promoted to the Championship just before I signed. Leonard said, my first season we struggled. We only just stayed up in the last couple of games. to go from that in 4 years to just missing out by one game in a season, the gap from where we were and where we are now is massive. You see it with the players we're signing, you see it with the squad we've got, the young lads coming through. We've got a hell of a group of players for the season coming up. I'm sure we're going to be bringing in new players as well. We've got a squad of players where every year it seems to be getting better and better, and we're in a stronger position each year. Leonard had his children at Calmont Road the day his deal was confirmed. He highlighted what is special about Millwall. It's a family club. I wanted to bring my kids in today and for them to see where I work and where everything happens, and that's one of the biggest things. It's a family club, and everyone behind the scenes is in it together, Leonard said. And that's the mainstay of the football club. We're all in it together. We may not have the biggest budget or the biggest club in the championship, but we're all in it together, and that's what we have to focus on. We're like that as players, we're like that as families, and we're like that as a club. So there you go, Ryan Leonard there. Extensive interview for the South London Press. He also got this story from londonnewsonline.co.uk. I think they just lifted quotes from the Millwall TV piece that he did. Millwall midfielder expecting tougher championship and picks out fixture he's most looking forward to. Ryan Leonard's expecting the championship to be even tougher next season, citing the quality of the clubs coming up from League One as a major factor in that claim. The Millwall midfielder will face his former club Plymouth Argyle after they won the title in England's third tier. Ipswich Town, who finished runners-up, are expected to be well bankrolled, with Sheffield Wednesday boasting a big fan base, winning promotion via the playoffs. Leicester City, Southampton and Leeds United have dropped down from the league, the former two after a lengthy run in the top flight. The 23-24 championship fixtures come out tomorrow morning. Asked if he was looking forward to one game more than any other, Leonard told the South London Press, "Yeah, Plymouth is my one. I've not had many chances to go back down there, and all my family live about 5 minutes from the stadium, so to go back down there and play would be a nice one for me. It's a brilliant club, and I grew up playing for the football club. I was there for 10 years. I'm excited to go back. It's a club that is really well run. They did an incredible job winning League One. It's going to be interesting to see how they get on in this championship. It's going to be a really tough league. I know we seem to say that every year. The clubs that have come up from League One and come down from the Premier League are all stable, big clubs. It's going to be a big season for everyone again. It's always enjoyable to see the former Premier League boys come down to the and you can see Friday's South London Press for an interview with Ryan Leonard, so an extensive interview in the paper on Friday. So there you go. Grab a copy of that if you want. Moving on to this. I don't know if this has just come out or this has been up for a while, but Millwall putting this out, connect with your club. I don't know if these are the actual tickets that they're selling or if this is just a graphic, but so obviously they've started to sell memberships. They did announce obviously the wall-wide membership, and I think they were already selling that, but the membership that you buy normally, that's available now. Season tickets, obviously they've sold 8,000 of them. Junior Lions membership as well, so these are all available now. We're all starting to sell them and starting to push it, because obviously the fixtures come out, and this might, if you'd never had a membership before, this might be the season to do it, because I know you missed out on a few games this year. If we're still pushing on and we're doing well, we signed some decent players as well. It could be a situation where tickets don't go on general sale, maybe for home games as well. The Leeds game might be season ticket holders and members only. So it might be worth your while to get a membership. You get a discount if you buy tickets in advance. You get a discount if you buy tickets on the day. You get a £3 discount, £6 if you buy them in advance. So, like I said, it might be a situation where we've got some big games, we've got some high profile games, we've got 8,000 season tickets sold, which leaves about 5,000 to 6,000 tickets for everyone else. So if it's a big game that a lot of people want to go to, like the Leeds game, you're probably going to need a membership to get a ticket. That's a home game. If you want to go to an away game, certainly you do need a membership or a season ticket. So be aware of that, and maybe get it sorted sooner rather than later if you have the money. If you don't, fair enough. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.